So I'm here today to give you some really helpful tips and tricks on capturing some really cool hyperlapses with your GoPro Hero 10 or Hero 9. And although it's not hard to create a hyperlapse using a GoPro, they've made it really easy, but there are some things that you can do to make them that much better. Also on this channel, I don't want to just tell you all about it. I want to encourage you to go out and do it yourselves. So I'm initiating the Hyperlapse Challenge this month, and there'll be some great prizes, but I'll tell you all about that later on. But for now, let's just get to these cool tips and tricks, and let's do it quickly because it's Thursday. By the way, welcome to the channel. My name is Danny Black, and I love to show you cool ways to use your GoPro, so don't be a stranger. Detailed information and links and a surprise link can be found down in the description, so go make sure you check that out down there. And let's go ahead and jump into it. Hyperlapses are basically like moving time lapses. It's a great way to show off a location in a quick and interesting way. And in the past, typically how you'd achieve this is you'd have a tripod with your camera on and you take a picture, then you move it ahead, stop, take another picture, move it ahead a few steps. And yeah, you can get some amazing results with that, but wow, that is tedious. But GoPro has made it super easy for you with Timewarp. Timewarp captures it all and stitches it together, making it look super smooth. There's also even a button that you can press to go back to normal recording in case you want to capture something in real time, and then you can just switch it back to Timewarp. Within Timewarp, you can adjust the settings further. I like to have mine at 4K and wide. You can also adjust the speed to your liking. Auto is great to let GoPro select it automatically, but you can also set it manually from 2 times up to 30 times. And 2 times would look something like this. And 30 times would look more like this. With speed ramp, you can actually change it to half speed. And what that means is when you press the button for real time, it'll actually make it half speed. And that way you can really stop it and get a really slower motion look. And then you can press it back to get back into Timewarp. And you can also adjust this during your hyperlapse with this button right here on the side. I like to set my white balance at 4500K. This way you don't have the hyperlapse auto on. That way if maybe a cloud changes the sun, it looks weird. You don't want the colors changing throughout your hyperlapse. You want it kind of all the same. And that same thing goes with the ISO. Sometimes if it's gonna be a little bit darker, you wanna change that ISO maximum to 800. That way you'll keep it from flickering between light and dark depending on what you're doing. Another cool tip that I find super useful is to turn the grid on. And you can find it in preferences and displays and rear screen grid. Having this on, it actually helps it keep it level as you're walking, but also you can get even more creative with this. For example, this building right here, I wanna lock this right on this corner of the grid as I'm walking, and it'll sweep around like this. Another important tip is to make sure you have some motion with it. That means clouds or cars or people. If there are no clouds in the sky, it's gonna look really boring. And having said that,
slower is better.
And this is where it can get really awkward. But if you can walk nice and slow, like at a very slow pace, it is gonna look amazing, but you feel really dumb doing it. And one thing that can really help with that is I have this little GoPro necklace right here. I'll put a link to it down in the description, but it's great because I can hold it out like this and walk really steady, and having it against my neck really takes the strain off of holding it in my hands for a long period of time. You can also get filters to put on. I have these Freewell filters for the GoPro. The ND16 is perfect for something like this. That way it'll actually have more motion blur to your hyperlapse. It'll look really, really cool. And for my final tip is to have fun with it. Even try to get someone in the foreground. I did this hyperlapse with my wife, the hula hooper in Singapore, and we just took a couple of steps and stopped every now and then, and we did this all around the city, and it was pretty fun. It takes a little bit of patience, but the outcome was really awesome. But that's it for the tips of my own. If you have any helpful tips, please leave them in the comments, and that'll help out me or anyone looking down in the comments. Ah, time's up. Wait, I gotta tell you about the challenge. Hold on. Okay, that's better. So this month's challenge is the Hyperlapse Challenge. And what I want you to do is go out and create the best hyperlapse that you can with the tips that I've given you. go into your cities or towns and just try to get something really cool. Maybe the longer the better. It might take, you know, a good hour to get through. You can send it to me unedited. You don't have to put music on it. Just send it to me. I'll put all of the information down in the description so you can follow how to do that. But it will be amazing to see your submissions and just see cool hyperlapses from around the world, because the last challenge we did was the star time lapse, and that was amazing. And we had some great prizes for everyone involved. And you know what? We're gonna have some great prizes for this one as well. And if you are watching this after the challenge is all done, well, don't worry, you can still do it, and you can tag me on Instagram at my name is Danny Black. I'd love to see what you create, and also check out what challenges we're doing currently, because we're doing challenges all the time. I think I just said challenges one too many times, but there we go, time is actually up. Those are my tips, and that is my challenge, and thanks again for joining me on another 30-second Thursday. I hope you enjoy this. Please do check out any of the videos that you see on the screen, and I'll see you on the next one.
Mr. Black.
Can we call you Uncle Blackie?